Welcome to Bitcoin Spike. This is London. We're going to be going through some details on Bitcoin. Hope you guys are doing well. Want to shout out to everybody tonight. It is Saturday, working on Sunday morning already. We're digging into the details on BTC, on Luna, on Phantom, on Cosmos, on, guys, everything from AXS to, guys, AVAX. I mean, really, that about encapsulates it. We'll discuss Ethereum as well. Guys, we'll go through all the details, but primarily we want to discuss Bitcoin. I want to shout out especially tonight to the VIP. And we'll also shout out to Angel. It is Angel's birthday. He's the top contributor. He's #1 VIP. I want to let you guys know that it's his birthday. So we waited just a little bit to stream, and hopefully he's around for a bit. If he's not out having too much fun already, we will see how the evening develops. Hope everyone's doing well. In terms of your trades, it's been an interesting, I'd say, moment here for BTC amidst this retracement. We talked about the specific pickup, this potential confirmation to the upside. I'll let you know, I was under the impression before it hit that we were essentially operating on a limited move basis, okay? A limited move, meaning from this specific hit on the Fibonacci that we were looking at. Let's go ahead and redraw that in. You guys go ahead and hit the like button. Let me know that you're here. That would help. And also let me know that you are in by hitting me with a comment. Would appreciate that. FXS went crazy. Did you guys see FXS? I want to know who saw FXS. We'll split the screen, and I will set my alert for BTC. You guys know we will set the alert for BTC. There we go. We have an alarm set for BTC to the upside, and I will couch it in pretty narrowly here so we know whether or not it is moving. In the meantime, I will flip over. I want to go through the price action on FXS. I have been talking about FXS. You guys know that. I've been discussing that, particularly with the VIP, etc. It was a huge mover yesterday, guys. Huge mover. Let's go to FXS. Let's look at the chart. I mean, let's actually stick back with BTC. Let's split the pain here, and we will go through the details on BTC. Potential descending triangle on BTC. I just find it hard to believe that it would walk this line of resistance, by the way. It would just walk that line of resistance that hard and just give up on that line of resistance. But we do have an indicated on the lines, guys, a descending triangle. If we hit back in this zone, I'm going to say it's going to be a little difficult looking. I'm going to say that right now. Okay, so in terms of the entirety of FXS, guys, let's look at this move. I brought this specific feature to the attention of the VIP, and you guys know in the back we have those dedicated rooms for the traders, the VIP. Look at this, up 64% since that breakout. If you include the candle wicks, guys, did you realize that FXS went up 80% yesterday? Boom, nice move since that breakout of the descending triangle. Bam, moved to the upside, 102% maximized return. Way to go, VIP. Bottom line, I've been focusing on this. I've been telling everybody it has a lot of price action. Be aware of FXS Frax shares. It's a algorithmically derived stable coin technology, from what I understand. I'm not a Frax shares expert, but you guys can look at the details. Interesting looking project, pretty solid looking project. And we had so much price action in 2021 and working into the new year. We had so much price action, guys. It was one of those runaway coins. So I'm glad to have brought that to the attention of the VIP, to have mentioned it here multiple times. If anyone traded Frax shares, FXS, congrats. It was up at 1.80% yesterday. That's a nice trade, guys. Irrespective of whether or not you caught the top or not, if you were just here for the breakout from the descending triangle, what a move by Frax shares. Congratulations. We have some other news in the market, guys. In terms of Luna is pushing new all-time highs. I'm going to keep this on the right. In terms of BTC, we have that descending line of resistance, that flat, unfortunately, guys, that flat bottom support. So it's going to be looking like we're going to need to beat that descending triangle here at the top of the price action. Now, potentially a little bit different from a descending triangle that we've been seeing play out in the altcoins. You guys know that. Now, Frax shares off about 5%. Just want to cover it because we have covered it here in the stream, and I wanted to let you guys know that it has done very well in terms of that. Guys, that price action is hard to beat, guys. 100% from the breakout. Now, it was the time in which it did it, which made it impressive. So hope you guys are doing well. And let's dig into, you guys want to dig into Bitcoin, I would imagine. Let's dig into BTC. Before then, let's go, anything else we should look at? How about Luna? You guys trading Luna, trading Sol. Some great coins on the march right now. Rune still hanging out up there. Let's look at, don't want to do that. I need to go to the other pane. Hold on one second. Let's keep this as BTC so we can see if and when she decides to move, if and at all, right? If she is stagnant or if she wants to move. Looks like a bit of a bull flag in this area of 0.68. We may have a little bit of luck with streaming at this hour. We're getting a little bit of positive price action on BTC. Why don't we focus on BTC? Now, in terms of the pennant formation that you guys know that we were tucked right up and over the specific moving averages, right, trying to confirm them as support on the 30-minute time frame. An interesting move here, difficult positioning here in line with that carried up channel and topside resistance. That topside resistance did flow up and through on the candle wicks, you guys know, just not exactly what we wanted to see. We wanted to see this specific on BTC, this specific framework move to the upside, bam, with some power. We did not see that, so we saw the limitation of the preceding line of resistance, still an active line of resistance. BTC moving a little bit since we started streaming, a little bit of a pop to the upside. We have these lines, again, that 200 and the 100 as the specific lines of resistance that need to be flipped. So it was a great pickup here at that 23.6. You guys know, nice pickup. BTC's provided some nice trades, nice price action. And, you know, I'd say there's always the catch with the altcoins. You guys know, it's like, do you want to focus on the altcoins? You want to miss a move on BTC? It's like you get more disassociated with BTC the more focus you get on the altcoins. Some of the altcoins I know you guys think they're worth it. So, and I know that to be true for a lot of you and a lot of us, right? We have that $4.60 target on Luna for any of you that were paying attention for Luna. And Luna, let's go ahead and dig into the details now on Luna. Let me take a good look at this and see where we're at in terms of, let's go to the 5-minute on BTC. Let's do that real quickly and see kind of where we're at after this failed pennant. Just real stodgy kind of price action. You guys can see just real difficult price action. Looks like we picked up along a line of support along this bottom formation. And we have a real, I'd say a real, just kind of a powerful and moving, looking at this push along this line of resistance in from this top line formation. You could even say that we have somewhat of a bull flag. Still a constriction across the top, though. We'd like to see a parallel channel from this resistance to the support to denote the flag formation for us. We don't have that right now. So I'm going to call this a really extended, falling wedge, a bullish structure. However, I do point out this line in here that has continued to kind of push and roll around in this zone. So if you've been trying to define, this specific wedge on anything except from this preceding pivot here or this preceding candle wick here, it's been difficult because this line has just wanted to kind of roll around, and we would expect hopefully some better interaction. On probability, I would say some better interaction along this top line here. All right, the top line threshold connecting this candle wick here to this candle wick function here. So we would look for, first of all, we need to get to that level of resistance, but that bottom line seems to have held well here from this original hitch here. This, I'd say primary, maybe a secondary hitch in here. And I always am cautious to define a falling wedge. You guys know from a preceding hitch in the area of the price action. Slim is in the house. What's up, Slim? How are you, brother? Nice to have you in the house, man. What's going on? Yo, Slim. Slim, I couldn't believe you told me in the back, you're like, man, Crypto.com had Frex shares, and he didn't trade it. I'm like, man, it's just bad. It went up 80%. I've been talking about it so much, and this is what it'll do to you. I'll tell you, when you see it go like that, you'll never forget it again. We focused on it a bit here and there, and when it moves like this, you're like, no, I've got it now, right? But it can do that. So when I tell you guys about something that has some price action, when I measure out some preceding moves, etc., it'll do it just like it did today. So that's just a matter of fact. So in terms of it, in terms of the, I guess the notification, the barrier or whatnot, if you guys have problems getting a coin, let's look on, you guys know how to look at the liquidity checker just to make sure you guys know. Look up Good Crypto. Have you guys looked at this? Good Crypto. Look up Good Crypto and check out where is Good Crypto? And I know a lot of people will probably tune out on this, but I don't care. It's okay. It's very important. Go to Good Crypto, GOOD Crypto. Kick in the liquidity checker. Go into the liquidity checker and let's see if this works for FXS. It's usually pretty accurate. Frax shares, FXS. Let's take a look at Frax shares, and bam, it'll bring up each and every specific exchange on which it is traded. So that's pretty impressive. Now, I don't know that it says Crypto.com if you found it on Crypto.com, but KuCoin Gate, Themex, Kraken, etc. So this is a great liquidity checker to use on crypto. Good Crypto, and not a bad tool. I think, CoinMarketCap may have that as well, to the extent that that's a good kind of thing to keep in your toolkit. That Good Crypto is a good liquidity checker. I've used it quite a few times. That's how we found, what did we find on that? We found AXS on that first bull flag. I remember that last year, and I was trying to figure out where can we trade this thing, and that's how we found Gate. And I'm like, whoa, Gate is one heck of a specific exchange. The technicals on it were incredible, and we found it. And I tested it against the other exchanges. I'm like, this thing is awesome in terms of just the technicals that it presented. So looks like Gate is now going to be off of U.S. soil, and at the same time, they're getting the upgrade of being all over TradingView. So we could have downloaded all of those with alerts. It's going to be wild, guys. A really interesting year in terms of the restrictions and need to adapt without a doubt. So looking at the falling wedge here of BTC, technically it is a bullish pattern, right? You guys know the details. You know the ins and outs. You know that we're on a sub-framed, the VIP, we're on kind of a sub-framed wick to wick, I'd say Fibonacci right now. So that has been playing relatively decently. A little bit of variation with the lines to the specific candle wicks. We brought up the candle wicks a little bit later today, and they seem to be doing relatively well. We could do always the preceding breakout of this zone if we chose to. You guys know the routine, right? If this were the previous breakout, preceding breakout in this zone, and you're seeing a little bit better conformance, a little bit more conformance in terms of our generic, or not our generic, our specialty, really, the non-generic, right? The special framework we put it into in terms of that prior breakout zone here. There we go, prior breakout, bam, and up and over the initiation of this trend, and you just see some nice conformance in there on the lines. Let's say on the lines in terms of the candle wicks, not bad. If you were to go to the candle wicks, you're seeing a nice hit there on our classic 86. So that is our strategy. That is our just custom tailored, right? That is our approach in terms of that breakout to the candle wick, and we're seeing a hit on the 86. So that's just the way we roll. You guys know that. So nice to see that 86, 1.3% since that hit on the 86. Nice to see its consistency in terms of the market. That's an important feature for us to continue to see as we apply the fundamentals of technical analysis as we have reviewed them and developed them. I'll say that. To a degree, we've done a whole lot of specific work on data sets, etc., in terms of the trading opportunities before us. Shout out to Angel tonight. I hope you're doing well, or this morning over in Philly. I believe it is your birthday already. I want to confirm that. If I am a day late, I am not a day late. I am right on time. That is so rare with me. That I get someone's birthday right on the day. So I'm going to go ahead and let you know happy birthday. I hope you're around. If you have family and you're busy, that's fine as well. But all the VIP want to say happy birthday to Angel, and I'll put that in the chat here. I want to put happy birthday, Angel, and you probably don't want me to make a big deal about your birthday, which is the worst birthday attitude ever. So I would like you to have a great birthday attitude. Get with it. Get with the VIP. This is where you're at. If you are here, just go ahead and hit the chats and let us know what's up. I know you've been probably bombarded with family and friends and everything else. If you can chill a while and have some fun with us in crypto on your birthday, that'd be awesome. One of the things that has been fun, I know this for a fact, has been Luna. As we're watching a little bit of price action on BTC, yeah, Luna's been doing okay. Very impressive. Let's go after Frac shares. We look at Frac shares, 100% since that breakout. Glad to bring it to the VIP in the back restricted zone. And I know I kept bringing it up, and people are like, okay, Frac shares. I kept showing it. I'm like, Frac shares, like FXS, like 100%, bam, to the upside. And it's okay if you didn't catch that one. You know what it can do now, right? You know also liquidity checker. You know the ins and outs in terms of that liquidity checker. Now, guys, this almost deserves a full screen. Don't know what you guys think. If I can push this over, excuse me. I think this will be fine. Let's go ahead. I'm going to wipe off all of the specific. Let's just go with a clean chart right now in terms of Luna. 3 weeks ago on Luna, guys, currently pushing a new all-time high and it's just been pushing and pushing last several days up and above. Currently maxed out at, look at this, guys, $117. If you guys caught the live stream I did after I delivered the specific targets to Angel last year, just to measure this up, just to look at if you guys had decided to make an entry at all. My target was, let's go ahead and measure this up. Let me do where is that measurement tool on the price range? I don't always know where that is front and center. We'll do about 464. Let's do 460. Make sure I get this right. Let's do $4.60, 460. And there we go, and let's bring that up to the current price. It's just going to be a phenomenal return, guys. It's very, very nicely done in terms of the entirety of this trade. Multiple opportunities to trade clearly, but yeah, 2,000. 432%. Not bad, guys. That's beautiful. That'll work. Almost pushing a 25x. That's pretty good, guys. That'll work. And 25x. Now we've seen that on other coins in a month recently. We really have with some of the new startups. We've seen that within a month, right? So I don't want to discredit Luna at all, but we have seen that type of momentum in coins in the last 3 weeks to 4 weeks performing that way with new startups. So we have a good eye towards those startups as well. We're going to be watching those, but I might need y'all's help. If you are with Gate still, etc., you let us know. You let us know which coins you'd like us to cover as well. Okay, to the extent that VIPs are still trading that overseas, etc., and you're still a VIP, you let me know, and we'll be glad to cover that and see if we can find a way for the other VIPs, whether or not it be through L Bank, etc., to trade. So phenomenal return on Luna. Let's go through the details. What makes Luna very interesting right now is as we're watching BTC pick up a little bit from our 0.86, our 86% retracement. Very nice. Now, the nice thing, 3 weeks ago, I let you know about an inverse head and shoulder on Luna. We would love this to rock through the house. You guys know this. Look at the framework here. It's just, it had the opportunity earlier. This is kind of a second chance opportunity for Luna. As we look at that left shoulders, look at the head formation. It's no problem that the head is kind of a double feature here. That is no problem in terms of the classical understanding I'd say the fundamental understanding or interpretation definition of a inverse head and shoulders or head and shoulders. That's fine. That's no problem. We have a kind of a double left shoulder. We have a double here right shoulder. So the traders are now looking at, I guess we should go ahead and expand this shoulder up and through this region. A little bit of uncertainty, but to the extent that we're forced to do that on this secondary shoulder here in line with this specific pivot, okay, and the pivots, this neckline, this line of the breakout is going to be required to be conquered here. And just understand that the preceding inverse head and shoulders that I did the video on 3 weeks ago, looking for that inverse head and shoulders from this specific zone. I mean, no one could fault us for that. I mean, it's just anytime, and I don't apologize anytime for the technicals. And I assume that some of the patterns will not play out. If you say, oh well, London was wrong. No, guys, I'm never really up for that, right? You guys aren't either. If you present me with a bull flag and I'm like, oh, you were wrong. No, a bull flag is a bull flag. An inverse head and shoulders, left shoulder head and right shoulder on Luna, it was an inverse head and shoulders, period, right? So to the extent that we saw a breakout in a candle formation up and above that, we were thrilled. We were excited. To the extent it didn't play, it offered some more value before getting back up. Hey, that's trading. Welcome to the ball game. Zero problem here. I'll show you. I mean, if someone wants to make the deal with me, okay, fine. Look, I'll show you 100 bull flags in a row. Like, really? That'd be fantastic. Let's go. You know, on any one of those, are they going to be wrong if it meets the fundamental definition of technical analysis in terms of the requirements for a bull flag? It's not whether or not it goes. It's that, you know, you can show it to me. Let's go. Let's see if it wants to be a competitive, positively completing bull flag. That's the bottom line. So in terms of this head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders, this is round 2 for Luna. Can it be? Can it get up and go? It's going to boil down to the pattern completion, desires of the market. Are the buyers going to take to this? It's a big opportunity to the upside. Let's measure this. Just to look at this, and I know a lot of you are interested in this specific coin from that price target last year, and I'll just say shout out to Angel, brother. I know it's a phenomenal year last year in terms of Luna. And that's just part of our heritage, bro. That's part of our just champs. Like, just period, guy. We did it. I have to tell you, we did it in terms of like targeting that low, and bam, just the returns on it were phenomenal. You made a great entry, and you wanted the details on Luna. So I'm like, here we go. Let's do this. Bam, and you hit that bottom line formation. So congratulations to you specifically. Just indicative of what a great trader you are. And I'm not surprised at all. You got in Bitcoin is $7.79. So I'm sure I'll be further impressed this year, as will all the VIPs. So sitting along this specific neckline, okay, with the measurement to the upside, let's just make sure that we're right on in terms of this target formation, okay, to the upside from the point of breakout. Were we to make it up and out, guys, and we are up and out, I'll say that, but up and out to the specified target, looking for an additional 42% to $165. That's a nice potential move. We'd like to see the type of momentum that we saw with Fracture, something really dynamic, the buyers really jumping into Luna. And this is one of the best structured patterns that exists in the market right now. Just to let you guys know, I've looked at a lot of charts recently, and this inverse head and shoulders is a strong pattern. I would not be covering it otherwise. And yeah, Luna will take care of itself in terms of its holding with BTC, etc. This is not a you cannot call something a pump or dump. I'll tell you that if it just continues to go up, there's a lot of institutional interest in Luna. One of the strongest utility coins that exist. One of the best stories in crypto, in my opinion. So people were always asking me in early 2020, 21, London, what is the T? What does the T mean? Like, well, that's Tether, and so Luna is responsible for Tether, right? That's their that is their niche in the market, and just a really important utility that we enjoy knowing about and telling other people about. To tell you the truth, is something that people love to learn about. If you guys are having a discussion with someone who's new to crypto, that's kind of like the next level. Tell them about Tether. Tell them about Luna. Tell them about something along those lines. Very cool. So in terms of that top line formation, we would have a few obstacles. You guys know the obstacles, the typical standard obstacles would be, first of all, we would have a parallel carry up, right, from this specific, in this zone. We do have, I'd say, a pretty well indicated. You guys know how to go through this. Definitely, we have a indicated. Let me go through this and highlight this up just a bit. But we have that, somewhat of a defective formation, but this specific zone in here that we would the consolidation rather from the resistance to the support. And it's not exactly well defined. However, the basic structure and notion thereof is there, to the extent that we would look for somewhat of a parallel channel carry up. I think that parallel channel carry up did impact the market. Okay, did impact the market in terms of this function or this feature yesterday. I think that was the quitting point yesterday. So keep an eye on that. Also, any specified or any specific, as we would say, any specific potential rising wedges also need to be looked at. As you look at the top of this is the challenge of this inverse head and shoulders. And any inverse head and shoulders at an angle like this, one reason why they're not quite as preferred is because it does also lend itself towards a rising wedge feature. Anytime you have that top line rising wedge, just that by nature of getting up and out of that neckline, you're going to have a bit of a rising wedge feature here, which is by design bearish technically. Okay, so with that understanding, we just need some buyers to come into the market and push this price up on Luna. So if you guys are trading, congratulations. I'll say congratulations whether or not you guys picked up early in this zone, compounded in, etc. I know it's one of the favorite VIP coins to trade. Bottom line. So let's look at BTC, see where she is at. And Slim, I appreciate you saying hello, my man. A little bit late, Slim. I'm sure Pathfinder. What's up, Pathfinder? You may see this tomorrow. I'm sure Pathfinder is probably just rock and rolling asleep. He's just probably gone. He's in Slovenia, so he's one of our top VIPs, and he's probably. I hope he's asleep right now. He may be up in like 10 minutes. Who knows? He probably got an alert set on. Maybe even Luna. Who knows? So looking at BTC up 0.71%. Kind of a difficult pattern just to expect right away. You guys, I think, will agree with this, to expect just right away a hit back along support. It's like it's really taking its time, working through these Fibonacci's. We don't always see BTC take its time in terms of a nice slow retrace through the Fibonacci's. It's not common, guys. Normally BTC is sideways. It's been on the march up recently, right? So that's been real nice. But once it moves to a new level, you guys know it's like BTC likes to consolidate, really likes to consolidate, and then boom, start to move on in an upward trajectory, a downward trajectory. So we've had some interesting moments here within the consolidation ranges here, just the basic consolidation, right? Giving the traders an opportunity to trade is nice within these ranges. It's just the feature of BTC that we appreciate. So when we're really on Fibonacci's, it's a little bit different. Normally we're used to looking at a lateral previous level of support for a pickup area, and it can push and it can stop short. It can it can do some different dance around a bit for the traders. But normally these zones are nice trading zones for these lateral zones of consolidation are kind of nice trading zones for BTC. So to see BTC in a bit of a Fibonacci framework is nice for a change. I think you guys can kind of say, yeah, that's okay, right? It's nice to see a little bit of variety with BTC, as I'd say it indicates that there are traders there are people trading BTC. I mean, it just hit our classic 86, right? In terms of that Fibonacci from the preceding breakout to the top on the candle wick, etc. So yeah, that's nice to see. Now, in terms of the other price actions, let's see what we have going on. Looks like NEAR is still running. Let's see what NEAR. I know it was recouping some of its price in terms of near. And yeah, Luna is just about to a new all-time high. It's really pushing Luna up 1.35%. Very, very nice. Would love to see Luna scream to the upside, especially for Angel's birthday. Would that be great? Angel is he loves Luna, guys. That's kind of one of his coins, his babies. He loves Luna. So to the extent that this top line resistance, this is my goal, and we'll probably look back at this line and be like, you only wanted it to reach that line. But in terms of that level of resistance on Luna on the daily, yeah, that would be a nice confluence up at the top here to reach the top target of this inverse head and shoulders, and to just fulfill the framework of this ultimate line of resistance across the top. I mean, that'd be one of the best. Honestly, that'd be one of the best looking charts you could find. Pretty deep retracement here, about a halfway, 50 to 55%, right? Offering some real good value back to $40 to $44 in that zone. Yeah, just a recoup in line with this would just be, Luna. You could just trade Luna. You guys know that. You literally could just trade Luna if you wanted to. It doesn't always have that incredible, really voracious or vicious kind of price action, but at the same time, it is not bad, guys. Shout out to the VIP. I want to shout out to you right now because the specific framework of Near, right? Near protocol, a very nice project. You guys know Near is one of my favorite looking projects in terms of its functionality. I have to say, just the presentation of it looks really, really solid. Okay. Just very professional look to it. I have to say that in terms of its specifics, it looks on paper, it looks very strong to me. We will see how it competes in terms of a more competitive environment once it gets really started up and really some, I think, higher volume, etc. It would be interesting to see that really deployed full force, right? So in terms of this, I'm excited because we did go through this with VIP in the back. Slim, you know what's up. In terms of this specific move, it's a nice move, and it's already completed up to this threshold, but a 30+% move from this ascending triangle, one of the more reliable patterns, we would say, right? In terms of a bullish feature, some traders may not be as comfortable going through and really targeting in, maybe a breakout of a descending triangle. Maybe that's not someone's favorite pattern to trade. Kind of like a cup and handle. People are not real crazy about cup and handles. I'm not personally. So seeing this on Near is a nice move. GMT had a bit of a spill out. You guys saw that yesterday. Just a bit of a retracement. People picking up on fibs in terms of GMT, and I kind of covered that because we covered that early. In terms of its roll to the upside, a 30x was impressive. In terms of VIPs who've been trading GMT, it's been a nice coin to trade, guys. In terms of Sol, it's hovered right up at my target, which is a nice mover as well. Shout out to AJ Crypto, longest standing VIP member. Very nice. And for those of you who are not VIP, it's our top shelf membership here at the channel. With our back rooms, we've gone through all these patterns in terms of the coins, etc. So these were all patterns that the VIP had ahead of time, and I really focus on giving them good patterns and framework. We all do, really, one to each other. We go through the patterns, and like if anyone sees a cool pattern, it's like, hey, this is a bullish pattern. Let's see if we can get up and go. This looks like a repeat of a previous situation in terms of Sol wanting to get up and out. What a nice framework to throw into. Look at this, guys, in terms of, or to trade into. That's solid, right? We are at this threshold. You guys be aware of that in terms of that amplitude move of the preceding pattern. We're at that threshold. It's just doing an absolute repeat of the preceding pattern, without a doubt. And as you look at this, if we were to scope into or further refine our I'd say our approach to this, or our defining this specific pattern, it's at least an implied wedge, right? Without a doubt, to the extent that it would be it's an expressed wedge. Let me say that. To the extent it would be an implied bull flag, that is kind of up for debate, right? But like right now, we have. This confirmation here gives us the notion of the specific falling wedge, and you guys can go to the candle wicks. I think you'll find a little bit better, a better interpretation of the wedge if you go into the candle wicks there in terms of that wedge formation. This body framework in here really denoted that well for Sol. So looking at Sol, nice patterning. We're seeing a repeat of this secondary. Really a tertiary, kind of the third level up, as we would define this. Just it looks like another bullish pattern in the works here. So to the extent we're pushing up and over this, receive a breakout and a potential confirmation. I know that VIP are trading Sol. Congratulations to AG Crypto. I know that he's been trading. Sol, he had a great pickup on Sol and BTC. Very nice to see that, guys. It just that's really reaffirming 2021. We're hitting some of the primary coins, and it's nice to see we're not missing too much in the back. I'll let you guys know between RBLS, that Rebels, between GMT. We've been on some of the key movers for 2022 thus far, and I will not expect that to change. One or two coins I've looked at recently, I'm like, I just don't think that's a solid coin. I have to tell you, there was some CULT, something like that. Join the CULT. Not sure what that was. I was like, I don't really want to bring that to VIP. I think it did phenomenally on price. I'm like, I just don't. I'm not into making money on something like that. There are too many good, strong options in terms of the framework of crypto. I just didn't want to do that, guys. I don't want to have that. Have that on us. That's not my deal. So that is the case. Sorry, some of these I may look at and be like, well, I think I'll skip on that. So in terms of looking at waves, just to kind of check out the price action, may have a bit of a wedge formation in here. Okay, looks like it's trying to hold a little bit of a difficult moment here as it tried to continue up with somewhat of a pennant formation, pennant to a flag formation, and yeah, really got frustrated up along this after this huge jaunt to the upside when it did break out of its specific patterning. We'll kind of go back over waves in just a bit, but you see the incredible journey up that it did command in the market. It was really, really phenomenal. It's retraced just a bit. Looking at this on the lines, you'll just see this was the area we started to really focus in this zone, and bam, what was that, about 100% move? And we got on the candle wicks a bit more than that. You see what FXS did in just a short number of days, just kind of repeating this notion of waves in terms of price action. So very nice to see that level of price action, guys. It's just huge. Now, FTM, looking for something that has a little bit of a dynamic appeal to it. You may be coming up on a potential prior line of support to resistance on Phantom. We need to see that get busted. Phantom needs to bust through that without a doubt. Let's see what one is doing. One, let's see. One doesn't look too bad. Let's see what we have in terms of that 65th percent. That's right. I was trying to figure out what did I do with one. Harmony 1, I did bring up a double hit on the Fibonacci just because there were a lot of Harmony 1 traders. So I decided to say, hey, maybe you guys want to trade. That's 30 to 40% thus far in terms of that Fibonacci. Nicely done. Nicely done. Looking at Harmony 1 and just some of these other coins that I don't know, guys. You tell me if there's anything specifically you'd like to cover. Let's see, RBLS. Is it going to fit in the framework of, let me go to the 1 hour on Rebels. Let's look at Rebels. It would be a nice move were it to pop this small flag to the upside. It would be a great, not a poorly, you may want to set some indicators on RBLS in terms of a potential move to the upside. I'll do that right now so that we can catch if and when it decides to roll to the upside. All right, we'll do that, set an indicator there, and we will do that. Let's see, FXS is trying to move up again. All right, trying to fulfill this framework. That reminds a little bit of what we just looked at on this framework in terms of looking at waves. Didn't it? Waves just did a framework just similar to this before retracing just a bit. So kind of a I don't know, a difficult pattern to maintain to the upside. I'll just say that a difficult framework to put through any kind of a channel formation to the upside. Typically is a bearish feature, okay, unless you just got some runaway price action. And it's nice to see FXS turning the corner again tonight and wanting to move well. Let's look at the Binance coins just a minute and take a look. CLV. What is CLV doing? Let's go to the daily and see if we pick up on anything that's just dynamic. CLV, nothing crazy. LIT. Let's look at OMI. Okay, is that, let's see, NKN. No, I'm just trying to see if there's anything that has like a variation here. That one is interesting. HNT. HNT, if you guys know HNT, the project is a radio receiver slash, what is it? Radio receiver slash mining equipment that they dole into your house and plug in, etc. Brought this to VIP yesterday. I think, in fact, actually today. I brought it, in fact, today before the reset. So it's nice to see HNT. So congrats to any VIP that decided to trade HNT. If you did, bit of a pennant formation in play. If you guys saw that on the daily, nice chart. I was busy with the Duke game, etc. Unfortunately, the Blue Devils lost. But hey, that's okay. There's always next season. No big deal. In terms of this move, potential to the upside for, and hey, shout out to the Tar Heel fans. You guys did a great game. Nice to see you guys win. I like when either Duke or Duke's arch rival UNC wins. I'm not one of these guys that it spoils my day, or like I say, like a trade. Don't let it spoil your day, your week, your month, or definitely not your year. I'm that way with a lot of stuff, guys. So in terms of Duke losing, no problem, as long as UNC won, and now I want them to win it all. We'll see how they do. But HNT up 13%. Looks like a nice day for HNT. And notice that cross-line resistance currently in play off the specific candle wicks onto the line function. So make sure you check out that candle wick, okay, in terms of that specific feature. But we were just along support here, so I thought I'll bring that to VIP in the back, up 13% if you guys decided to trade HNT. If you did, congratulations, guys. Way to go. That just popped up right here as we put the screen on. So that's very timely. Very nice for the VIP. Slim, I hope you saw that in the back as well. Nice moving coin. Mobox, what is Mobox doing? Very interesting coin. This was a wild coin last year. If you guys remember, I brought a bull flag, possible bull flag, I should say, scenario in here. We have not seen a bull flag be so vicious to the downside and so eruptive to the upside. It was a pretty cool project. I liked it last year off of this 86 and then pushing down even a little bit there. Inbox is trying to, it's kind of a funny, I look at it almost like a funny project now. I shouldn't look at it like that, but I don't know what else to call it. It's just like this kind of trying to be a Gala Games. They have some dev work together. Not sure exactly how it's all going, but it looks like it's well constructed with graphics, metaverse, etc., gameplay. So pay attention to Mobox around the bottom, see if it wants to do anything. Could be in the formation of a bull flag right now. Would have been a nice pickup down in around or even below that 86 with 100%, essentially a 2x return in about 3 weeks. Those are kind of all over the market right now. So looking at some additional coins, let's take a look back at the ETFs. I like just mainframe back to the ETFs just to relax our mainstay coins. Some of the these are mostly the more developed coins. You guys know that in terms of the utility, in terms of the robustness. We're not going to get a complaint for a rug pull on any of the ETF coins, right? Nor could we, right? That wouldn't be the idea. But I know there's like a lot of hate in the market right now. A lot of stuff going on with like rug pulls, bad stuff. Like, man, that's okay. Just be prepared, right? Always be prepared for something to go to zero. I met with someone one time, a really prolific financial advisor. He's like he's a wealth manager, a big time wealth manager. And I met with him, and he goes like, London, you just need to always tell anybody that you meet or talk to about crypto that it could be absolutely worthless. And I just thought it was funny because for him, he really meant it. And he's got clients with $30 million plus in Bitcoin. And maybe not as big as Angel, etc., but he has big clients, and it's just funny that he's just the way he said it to me. And I'm looking at Doge right now, by the way, in terms of a bull flag, potential formation, potential move to the upside. I'll set an alert on this specific top level in terms of the breakout, so that we get a nice alert on that. And I'm going to start really doing these alerts for everybody, so that we are really tuned into the price action. I think that's really important. So, looking at let's look at let's see, specific line of support, resistance, a little bit of a dip below on that specific level of support. But we are watching this, and we have been watching this in the back, just so that you know. We've been watching this on Doge, and from a technical standpoint, right? We want to know technically how is it handling itself, is it behaving, right, in terms of a potential move to the upside. Where would that target be? And around that 15.5, I'd say 15.5 would be roughly that target right now. The candle wicks may bring that down just a bit, 15.5 to 15.7. You guys can either be aggressive or more conservative, right? The candle wicks may be more aggressive on this specific, and you guys have to make this judgment call. There's no correct or incorrect answer per se, or only one way to go. I'd say that. But if we measure the candle wicks, we get a little bit more of an aggressive, read to like 15.81 within threshold, right? It's within the same range, I should say that. So looking at a nice pickup by Pathfinder, and I know that Slim likes to trade Doge as well. A lot of guys do, in terms of they kind of cut their teeth on Doge, so it has a special place on their maybe in their pocketbooks. Bottom line, in terms of Doge, a lot of people made a lot of money on it, so it's nice to see that framework come together in terms of people being exposed to like Doge early on, and now they may be just seasoned like Bitcoin traders, right? So we have there's no shame in that at all, and sticking with something that's done really well in the past in terms of price action. If it takes a little bit longer, I wouldn't be surprised if it repeats a voracious really vicious move to the upside again. I would not be surprised at all, right? Elon knows that Doge is well, we say like saddled up to his namesake, and I don't think that's just nothing to him. Okay, he's, as much as you want to say about his endeavors, his levels of success as well, he doesn't want to complete like just an awful situation at all, something to go to zero or something to be. He's just not a loser, right? He's just not. He's not. I don't take him as someone who strives for failure to surround him in any regard. So to that extent, the guy likes Dogecoin. I don't know. That's all I'm going to say. The guy likes Dogecoin. So bottom line, in terms of Sheeb is on the map as well. No torque. There we go. Let's see what we got going on. No torque. Nice to see you, brother. No torque. Just if you just got in, I don't know if you caught frac shares. I've been talking about frac shares, my man. I hope you caught frac shares. I know you listened very intently. Frac shares yesterday. FXS went 80%, brother, from this specific breakout. This descending triangulation. Boom. To the upside. It was up to an 80% move yesterday. Look at that chart right now on the daily. Look at this. It's formulating a pretty sweet looking chart. Nice action here on the left-hand side. I will check out Aave in 1 second without a doubt. But bam, nice move. 80% move to the upside, and that's what you're kind of missing in the back, brother. We have had this this chart. I probably put this descending triangle. I don't know how many times, guys, in the back. VIP. Know that, but I put it in the back probably 10 times, at least total. But before the launch, probably, what do you say, Slim? Probably 4 or 5 times at least in terms of this move. And I've commented continually on the price action, its ability to react with price aggressively to the upside. It is what it is. That is frac shares. So looking at, let's see what we have. Aave on the 30-minute. Looks interesting. I'll check out Aave right now. Let me is Aave 3L. I don't know, or 3 or 5L. Let me see. Let's see. Aave USDT. It should show me, huh? Aave 3L. Yeah, it is. It is great. And Gate has all of its 3L coins on let's say on TradingView now. That is nice to see. Is it not, huh? Man, and the only other one is KuCoin that's listed. So Gate is the mainstay, legit course to go with. I'll just tell you guys that's for now at least. It's KuCoin had all the coins. Then Gate had all the coins. Now they're taking. We couldn't use KuCoin. It's not licensed in the U.S. Now Gate is not licensed in the U.S. So I'm just like, come on, man. Just it gets worse, right? It just gets worse than this. Hopefully, we have some good things going on in terms of 2022. Some surprises are bound to hit us. And look at New Torque bringing us up a nice bull flag. Yeah, nice pattern framework there. In terms of the move to the upside of the downward sloping channel, a recovery not dissimilar to this bottom line frustration we were just looking at on Doge, right? A little bit of a pour down from that line of support along this specific move here. A little bit of an overshot here. In terms of that 30-minute, I agree with you. It's a good time frame to look at it as. We may have this channel function here because if you look at the, I'd say if you take a look at the candle wicks, you'll see this double hit along the top. That's not a bad thing, and it does cover. If we'll do this down with the candle wicks, I would encourage you to potentially look at that in terms of the candle wick formation on the 30-minute. You're probably looking at that right now, but bringing that down looks like we have a real nice bull flag here, and that is a nice looking bull flag. Shout out to No Torque. Boom, you got that right, brother. Very nice. You see what I'm saying, Slim? Do you see what I'm saying? Like we need to get him back in the back, right? He belongs back there. He knows that. No Torque. He knows that. He's taking his time. Nothing wrong with that. So potential move to the upside. Let's just measure this out in terms of the entirety of it, maximized on the candle wicks. Let's go ahead and just maximize this and make sure we have the most aggressive target. We'll start with the most aggressive and back off as needed. But the potential here in terms of the move to the upside would be a move to 270. Was that 9? Let's see here. Boom. Move to the upside would be a move of 278.5. $278.50, essentially a 16% move to the upside. You will have a bit of a run-in function here across the top with this line of resistance. Mind that, okay? To the extent that you have a pretty decent channel function here to the upside, you may have some additional patterning ongoing. And let's go ahead and explore this lower function here too as well, right? This would be very interesting to look at in terms of a potential symmetrical consolidation right? And in terms of symmetrical consolidation, it's very interesting to see the technical conformance or non-conformance, lack of conformance with this specific implied, and I'm just going to say implied, I should say maybe incomplete potential bull pennant move to the upside in this symmetrical consolidation. We would have liked 2 hits on the top, 2 hits on the bottom, right? Not this original hit. We would have liked to hit down, up, out, and over, boom, to the upside at least. That would have been nice. And looking at the framework of Aave, looks like it's had some success in beating some rising wedges. Very solidly done. Very nice. And I say a channel to a wedge, right? It just got up and out and didn't give any excuses, decided just to get up and out. Let's see the framework underneath, below. I always like looking at the technicals to see what we can learn about not only Aave, for instance, but the other coins, and see what the dynamics that may be in play in the market. Always doing kind of that next level. I don't know, not filtration, but that next level, just comparative dynamic between the coins and seeing which coins may behave similarly or express the same pattern dynamics, etc. So this function at this level, in terms of a potential bull pennant, kind of an angry, little bit of a hefty, I'd say, near reversal here that got up and out on an inverse head and shoulders. And looking at that, let's see, this parallel channel function got pretty severe in this zone here with Aave. You guys see that in terms of that specific channel formation, just really crucial as you would look at the that carry up phase with Aave, just really well indicated using that specific line, that carry up line again, right? Just huge, because that's a nice, I mean, that's a nice bull pennant, looking at the carry function up to that level of resistance in line with that original pivot on the candle wick to the secondary. And it really took 1, 2, 3 hits to get up and out. It did get up and out. That's a great example of a coin that got up and out. We're excited to see that. So kind of a second level. Now this is the second bull pennant that we've been offered by Aave, and the first one it just killed it. The second one afterwards is looking at a bull pennant to the upside on that 30 minutes. So congrats. I'll say congrats, No Torque. Looks like you are trading Aave, and Aave trying to get back up and out. Let's look at this real quickly on the specific. Let's go to this on the daily. And the daily is interesting as well, because this completion move to the upside of that bull flag could get us up and out of this specific line of resistance across the top. That could be a bigger move than just that bull flag. So it may be indicative. The bull flag could be indicative of the fact that it's really preparing to go somewhere. With some of these coins really having taken off, like FXS last night or yesterday at 80%. Just be aware of the fact that there may be some additional rocket fuel on this one, right? Or on any of them that are breaking out of a larger pattern. Or there also could be a limitation at that level of preceding resistance, right? It could cut both ways. So definitely pay attention to that. And let me actually dig into this framework here. This is going to be interesting. Let me actually get as close to this as I can, and I want to lock this to. Let me zoom in. I don't want to lose BTC on the right at all. Let me look at the framework here. Bam, bam. Let's go into the candle wicks, and I want to make sure that we're right on the wicks here. Okay, I want to go right on the wick, magnetize, snap into grid, and snap to the wick, and then I want to extend the right line. I want to see exactly where this is, because I have a feeling that bull flag is right along that specific level of resistance. Let's take a look at it. Let's carry that down now to the specific. There we go. Now down to that 30-minute. Put that in context. That bull flag is up and along that specific line of resistance. So carrying that through. Pay attention to the fact that you still may have a line of resistance here, to kind of counter the notion that you'd have another line of resistance, something that may be really impressively dynamic and that would be a bearish, something that would maybe fight against the bulls. The bulls would be very excited about the fact that if they could get through this level, bam, it may be a really solid move to the upside. So a little bit of some mixed signals there, but do pay attention to that notion as you would look at this. It's not just a bull flag; it's at resistance, and if that resistance can be conquered, you may have you're up and out of the daily on the resistance of the macro patterning. That's a big deal for Aave. So. Not a bad performing coin, huh? Look at this along the lines of, about $32. How did it perform in 2021? Let's take a look at this real quickly. Then Slim, I think you wrote as well. Yeah, 2,000% move. Hefty gains. Nice eye there on Ave. I will put a I'll put an indicator here, or a let's put an alert here, so that I will be notified if and when it decides to get up and out, and I'll start doing these on the coins so that we can have a little bit more fun in altcoin season. Everyone will say it's altcoin season. Well, how about you go and program up like 400 or 500 altcoins? It's like they don't do that. You'll hear a lot of people say it's altcoin season. Oh boy, let me tell you what's about to go up or what's about to go down, or what their opinion is. Like, man, why don't you guys, one of those, anyone who says that, why don't you go program up 400 or 500 charts? We may do that. I'm going to see whether or not it merits it on Gate. But if I start doing these alerts everywhere with the specific levels of the extensions and the retracements, you guys know it gets wild. I will tell you that we start zooming on this. I mean, literally, we start going more quickly on this channel when I get everything programmed up. And it's not just on that. I'll start doing, just so that you know, in terms of my specific alerts. I'll start putting alerts on my extensions. I'll put alerts on my retracements. I'll literally get into it, guys. Like, it's quite a lot of fun. So in terms of that 38.2, that would be the next level up. We currently are coming into contact nearly with this specific move up into that 23.6 level of the extension. Okay, it's a lot of fun when you get everything rolling the right way, and you've got your 86 planned out on like 30 or 40 or 100 or 200 different coins, and your 86 is bam, it's about to hit on such and such coin. Or it's about to take off from the 86 on such and such coin. It's really a nice dynamic to I'd say maybe reaccustom ourselves to, because it's just a lot of work, guys, and it's so much work, honestly. For me, yes, it's pretty intense on your end of things as well, and I know you guys are doing just about that. When we have all the coins going, you just don't want to get lost in the maze. We have enough 3L, 5L, etc. in terms of the exposures right now. We have a lot of those coins. The one benefit I would see in terms of those lower level acquisitions would be the quality projects we had identified, and the ability to pick them up at like the 86 would be beautiful, right? Or at least say, okay, it's at the 76, it's at the 86, and that prevents you from having to have too much cash scheduled in terms of your overall position. Is just cash waiting at 40 or 50 coins. You may decide you'd like to put alerts on those 40 or 50 coins and schedule in and hit some of those in the sequence in which they, or in the order in which they do arrive, right, to that 86 or to a lower level, or whatnot. So there's a lot of strategies that can be formulated. Looking at BTC on the right-hand side, what's up, BTC? 46,356. Nice hit off that 86. Very nice to see. Let me see what we got. Cello looking good. Let me see what Cello's got. Let's dig into Cello. Let's look at Cello USDT. Let's see if I can find that on Gate. I like the price action on Gate. So let's look at Gate real quickly. Let's look at Cello on, what do we got here? Cello looks like going to break out. And Cello up 6%. Let's look at the last 5 minute here. As we would look at the 5 minute chart, yeah, it looks like it is grinding up and along. And let's see what we have. I want to do this to accommodate Slim. Let me put Prime. Let's do this on Prime. This will help. Great indicator that you had. This Slim. A shout out to Slim for showing me this indicator. I appreciate that. Those Prime indicators are cool. And in terms of this, it's got a lot of maybe some extra noise on it, but it will bring into light some different trend lines that maybe it will save you some time in terms of that. So I did like that. Thanks, Slim. You are the man. Looking like a breakout. Let's go to the 30 minute. Let's see what we got. Would be nice to have a flat top there. Would be very nice to have a flat top there, maybe on the lines, etc. Let's take a look. Let's see where we're at. Interesting on Cello. Nice eyes there. Let's take a look at the hourly, the 4 hourly, and close, huh? Keep wanting to on the 4 hourly. Let's see what we have. Okay, boom. Let's see what we got here in terms of the framework on the 4 hourly. Yeah, looks like you are up and out, and that is that's been constituted for a period of time now. That's we'll measure exactly what that is. Do be aware on the candle wicks that you have that function up and above on the candle wicks. Another level of resistance up and above from this preceding from the primary candle wick, and the really you'll have another function there. Looks like variable lines of resistance along the way, but the preceding two primary lines of resistance there will provide you with one more additional level to the upside. I would also watch this, and not to be overly cautious in terms of the price action, but also this specific level in here. It's probably going to be very well indicated. You have a pretty nice inverse head and shoulders there, brother. That'd be a nice potential move to the upside. Let's go ahead and look at this. If you are trading sell-low, let's just let's see what maximization would be there from that from the point of breakout. That would be amazing for the current. I say amazing. Let's measure it. It would be a nice move. It would be 56% to the upside. That'd be nice. That would be a very, it'd be an amazing move if it made it quickly, or even slowly. It'd be an amazing move. That's a great trade. So 6.7% to the upside currently. Let's see what we have here. I got Ave when it hit the 230 mark on the bottom of his channel. Nice. Good. You did hear about FXS yesterday. Rock on. Yeah, just wild price action. When you see a coin that goes up, when you see, like, you look at the green on the screen here and you see something that's like 80, and most of those you don't want to touch at all. Most of them, you look at the projects like, I don't know why this thing's going up 80, maybe just went down 99.9%, right? A few of them will move and they still have like something solid behind them, and the framework is still something you want to look at, right? So it's nice to see when I look at frac shares. Have you guys looked at frac shares? Let me look at this real quickly. Frac shares. Let's look at frac shares and just look at the overall FTX. This is FTX. I always go to FTX instead of FXS. I don't want that. I want, let's go to CoinMarketCap and let's look at the specific, just the presentation of it is nice. Frax is the world's first fractional algorithmic stablecoin. Just looks like something decent. If you go to the trading app, it's not as it's not bad, guys. In terms of what you see, it's just, it looks like they're trying to do something with it. I just say that, like BSW a little bit. You guys looked at BSW. That one performed a lot better here recently than Frax shares. BSW USDT. Let me go ahead and the gate real quickly. And why don't I go ahead and put some alerts on Aave for you guys, just see if you guys want to trade that. That's cool. Let's see what we got in terms of boom. Let me put alert on Aave. That's good. Okay, good. In terms of that top line, and let me see BSW. Let's take a look at BSW because we have covered BSW from its point of retracement. Incredible hit on that retracement. We talked about this yesterday. It was just an incredible move from that golden pocket up 260% in addition to what it had already done. Just wild price action, right? Just a really incredible project. As you guys look at it now, you might be like, okay, fine, London was right. You know, I said that initially before it took off. This just very quickly, we were going through like 50 coins, and like this one is a nice project. Take a look at it. Whatever I said, it's like really it looks good for a DEX or whatnot. I did some positive commentary in addition to letting the VIP know in the back, right? Letting you know in a quick kind of surmisal of, or a summation of all of the coins that we were looking at, that indeed it looked like BSW was just about to get up and out of its formation, right? So that was nice to see. I remember when I cut those videos real quickly, just a review for VIP, and what was it, that next day? Bam, we got a huge move over that incoming number of hours, 200+%. So that was nice to see. There was a nice retracement. Picked up on that last night. I believe that was Pathfinder who picked up on that in terms of the golden pocket region. Bam, nice move to the upside. It just had, done pretty well and held in terms of that level of support of the golden pocket. And we can kind of draw up from here, see where it's at right now. Looks like it's right along that 38.2 on the lines on the hourly chart. So a little bit of a retracement, quite a bit of retracement. Would love to see some patterning and some framework in terms of those Fibonacci's coming to play, but huge price action on BSW. Really cool platform in terms of kind of it's kind of a mesh between, it's like DEX, not so DEX, right? As you look at it, it's just like really kind of an evolving DEX platform. Pretty cool stuff. So BTC up a percent. Up a move, okay, from this 86%. Not bad to see. Let's see. Maxed out at 1.78% from that 86% retracement. And Slim, nice. I'm going to put nice on Cello. Boom. And let me put here Torque. My man, what's up? Torque. Boom. Yeah, good eyes on Ave. And good entry. Very good entry. Boom. Entry. Boom. Yeah, and Torque, I'm excited about you being in the back because you'll see we just got a lot of quality charts, a lot of quality guys. Slim and Pathfinder definitely have added recently to the just the overall. What do you say? Just the character of VIP. It's just been awesome to have them. They're definitely VIP, and I don't say that like they're definitely cool guys. You got to meet them, this and that. I mean, they know their charts. They're very highly technically inclined. They know their stuff. They know their crypto. It's just nice to have them back there. And nobody's perfect. It's like if anybody were to want to join and they don't want to because it's intimidating. That's not the point at all, guys. It's just using a retracement tool. If you want to learn to use a retracement tool and target in and buy something at a low price, that is literally all that would technically be required. Do you want to beat the market? Like, it's just not complicated. Nothing could be less complicated than wanting to beat the market. It should be the most natural thing in the world for anyone who's interested in the market, right? I mean, you guys get that. It should be the most natural thing in the world for anybody who wants to beat the market. Are involved in the market is that you want to beat the market, I would think. I mean, I can't say that as a matter of fact, but that's just what I think. Like, if you're involved in the market, you want to beat it, right? That's normal, right? That's completely normal. So looking at Baby Doge just a minute. Want to see what Baby D has got going on. Would be nice to see it go up and start really chewing through some price action. I brought that to VIP, etc. last year. I mean, you had to really get involved with and be ready to double down into your levels without a doubt. But incredible price action. The first move up was, and guys, I like the utility of Baby Doge. Looks like they're working on some interesting projects. They're working on some different different framework. Let me make sure the Baby Doge that we have is from Gate. Let me do that. Baby Doge. Now, Gate's going to be like a common household name at some point here in the future, and they will have completely like unfastened themselves from the United States of America. I'm just like, come on, man. I don't know how this stuff gets done, but it just does. Right when we're getting comfortable with it, when we get some people on it, we really want to start trading it. And I guess everything happens for a reason. So we will take that approach with Gate. So looking at the charts, let's take a look at Sheeb real quickly. Let's see what Sheeb is doing. Sheeb, and it would be nice to see Sheeb just get out, up, and run. It looks like it's along a line of support. And that specific indicator does help in terms of saving time. I will definitely say that. At the same time, I notice at times that it's got a little bit of I guess it would draw some of the lines I wouldn't draw, and it saves time for that reason in terms of you can still eyeball on that prime specific indicator, that prime indicator, Shadow Z, which is nice. Appreciate that very much, Slim. Very cool indicator. Just the levels are there, the lines are there. And it's nice for discussion purposes. So it looks like it's along a line of support right now in terms of Baby Doge, not Baby Doge. We went to Sheeb, almost called Sheeb Slim there. It makes me wonder whether or not we should come up with a coin called Slim. It's interesting, huh? Call it Slim. That could be interesting. How we could do kind of like a Snoop Dogg Doge, and we could call it Slim, something like that. I'm not sure that Slim Thug would like that, or I'm not sure actually. To tell you the truth, there's something there. We could call it Slim. We would need to check with Slim as to why he called himself Slim, right? Slim Goody. I don't know what the story is there, but you'd probably be the one to formulate the coin. Let us know if you get the coin going on that ERC20. And don't worry, you're going to handle all the details. You're going to handle writing the contract and all the good stuff. And when that thing goes up to the moon, you're going to be, you're like, yeah, that's what everyone wants right now. I want to handle the contract right now. In terms of Sheeb, looking for some positive price action up and out of this specific zone. We need to conquer this preceding interval here. Looks like it was kind of a stop point here. And I guess the notion with Sheeb, because we've been around Sheeb so long, right? We traded this first run up here. We traded the second run up here. It's like I'm used to Sheeb taking a little bit longer. It's like I need people to forget about Sheeb, right? I need them to forget about it completely and for us to keep an eye on it. And then when it starts to move to the upside, well, then we're ready to trade it, right? And then we bring it kind of, we're the ones that are, really, it's in our DNA to bring it to the market, right? And talk about, well, this was about to go up. That's really a lot of fun when everyone's forgotten about it. It's in a bull pennant, let's roll, right? So to the extent that the Sheeb just wants to get up and out like right now, it's like, Sheeb, what are you doing? You're supposed to retrace. You're supposed to go laterally for a little bit longer. I would say, in terms of just the gains of 2021, they were phenomenal, right? Really, really nice move to the upside in terms of the entirety of that move was just was nice, right? 10x, very very nice. And looking for a first 100x, we'd like to see 100x. We had one of those in a few hours in 2021 with VIP. They will come around the horn. It'll come around. It just takes a while to find them, and sometimes you just got to be you got to be there. Huh? You got to be there, and you got to be on it. And it's just nothing can replace it except the fact that you'll know that hey, there's going to be another one. If we just had one of those, they had one last year. We'll gain some exposure to those as we continue. Just patience is the name of the game. And looking at so some of these top coins like Celo, Near, GMT Waves, ETC. I've got ETC just to see what ETC wants to kind of do. It's on the daily chart right now. We did kind of catch that, didn't we? In the back slim. I kind of mentioned that with BCH, and within a couple of days there, it decided to get up and out. Not bad, huh? We really did. Like, just bar none, we caught it before that move to the upside. That was nice to see. I keep it on my radar. Ethereum Classic. I just like it because I don't know. It's just one of those coins that seems like it's pretty well designed. Along with BCH, BCH is a pretty good looking project, to say the truth. Maybe those types of projects aren't good. And it's not good until like it's a special on CNBC, because it's like it's $2,000 one day, right? It's $40 right now. But they talk about it on CNBC at times. Like it's like they'll talk to the CEO or the representative, whoever it may be. They'll really go through the details, talking about it like it's going to be the next big deal to not miss out on. It's very interesting in terms of Bitcoin Cash or Ethereum Classic, right? Some of those get some interesting attention. So looking at GMT for a minute, a little bit of an extended flag here. Not crazy about it, although it's a new coin, and a 30x is kind of allowed to do what a 30x needs to do. Bottom line, I will definitely state that. Let it do what it needs to do. It's on that 200 moving average on the 30-minute, right? So let me look at now it's taking me back through all of these. Didn't want to see that. Let's see, Rebels I want to put up, and I thought we had this here, and I think we do on the other side. Let me go back to the BTC chart. And yeah, just 105% to the upside right now. I've got my indicator set. I just wanted to stream for a little bit and just like say it was up. I was gone for a while today, just kind of early on, and then towards the so what do we look at? By the way, I don't want to forget this. I may write this down. Let me at least jot this down. Celo and Ave. Okay, Celo and Ave we looked at tonight. Just make a note for the ones that we looked at. Keep that on our list, without a doubt. One thing I'll say before I get into kind of what I was doing today, it appears that Adam is trying to potentially maintain this specific. The specifics of on the daily, I think, is on the daily. It's pretty close on the daily to an ascending triangle. Now, I've commented quite a few times that this is one of the best looking charts in crypto. I want to let you know one thing. That doesn't mean it's going to be the most aggressive chart in crypto. You guys know that. It has maintained quite a bit in terms of after this essentially a lateral or flat top. It's maintained quite a bit in this zone without the further retracements like even the golden pocket or the specific, what we say, the specific like 786 or the 86, and just the notion that it is maintaining support at this level it may be a product of timing, right? In the market, it just seems very well positioned to maintain that strength in terms of not potentially further retracing. So it's just a nice chart to look at and technically sound in terms of its presentation. I just bring that up. So when I say it's one of the nicest looking charts, I should describe exactly what's nice looking about it. Just a nice solid framework of that ascending triangle on the daily, without a doubt. AVAX also is an interesting chart. We've gone over the details a bit on the daily. On the 4 hourly, it presents a little bit differently with a bit of an ascending line of support, right? And it's just to the extent that it would want to, let's go to the candle wicks and present to us a little bit of a variety in terms of a potential for a descending triangle that has broken out, pushed a bit and then broken out. That could have a really nice solid I'd say target to the upside, right? A little bit empty here in this zone. Would have preferred that to have been a little bit more solidly put together, right? In terms of the classic formation, resistance, support. We have a couple lines, hits along this resistance, and then with a loop in. We don't like the loop in. We like 2 solid hits in this zone. So to the extent that we would be looking at a extended bull flag here, kind of a pushed bull flag in concert with that specific descending triangle. Just invite you guys to take a look at AVAX. It's not as clear cut of a trade that we had last year. You guys know that. I brought this to VIP. It was a slow goer, but it was a very, very nice bull flag. So it was nice to get involved in that. Definitely did start a trend along the way up, offering the entirety of a couple 100% in terms of its its price function. So it did. I want to say this. Let's see if it did. Let's see. No, not yet. Not yet. It did at least break out. We know that, but I think I've hesitated bringing this because it's so slow, right? And this is one of the deals. Like I think it's a nice investment, just me personally, but to the extent that it's got this genetic code of being a little bit slow in the market. It's like, yeah, we have an upside target here. I remember specifically not necessarily focusing on it in the back with the VIP because it was just slow, right? Well, I just want you guys to have some more exciting trades, and we just we'll talk about it. It's 15 days. It's 27%. It's a nice trade, but I know you guys like to handle a little bit more in terms of volatility at times. So some of those get left a bit by the wayside. Just to let you know, we can reframe the technicals on BTC at any point in time. No problemo. That's easy stuff. You guys can do that in your sleep right now. Probably, hopefully you're not, right? In terms of the line of resistance to support the attempted confirmation right now, we know the challenge that we're looking at in the market, and it's just not one that we want to see occur, right? We just, and it's difficult while it looks like it's in a kind of a bullish pattern framework here, right? Within this line of resistance, it's like, well, come on, it's up and out, right? It's up and out of this symmetrical constriction, this symmetrical triangle, pardon me. It's up, it's out, we're ready to go. It's just within the dynamic of, and you're up and out with a descending triangle. It's just the market won't quit, will it, guys? Honestly, it's just, I mean, as you look at your pattern framework, BTC especially seems like it loves doing this to people. It's not a problem if you don't mind having backup reserve cash and not being overextended. You can cover any upside position, no problem. For the guy who wants to hammer in with the huge large trade and everything else, it's a heart attack on a plate. Everything is mixed signals. It's continually, right? The one thing that has been pretty solid has been the framework of the Fibonacci's, right? We streamed live. We were on that specific level there, which happened to coincide relatively well with that 100. You guys remember the 100? The backup is the 200, right, on the 4 hourly. And just always be prepared for if you can do that much, you can do with your backup cash what needs to be done to be able to continue to participate in the market, right? That's the key feature. If you can work around the notion that yes, you can have positive price action here. We can't tell you when the orders for Luna's next X $1 million or next $1 billion decision in terms of BTC acquisition will occur. When it just wipes the board in terms of all the potential exchanges, I know they have additional liquidity functions on their exchange board, etc. But they just wipe the map. They just buy everything, right? They're potentially going to be the largest holder of BTC in the future. I think that's pretty cool in terms of Luna. Very interesting in terms of the integration with Tether backed by Bitcoin. Kind of an interesting dynamic for 2022. I think it's a cool step for the crypto market overall. I think it's a really cool step. It kind of like sends a hands-off message to a lot of people, and I'm not sure that some people will like that in terms of maybe regulators or banks, etc. It's like hands off our Tether, hands off our BTC, hands off everything. It's a pretty cool message that's sent. It's like, yeah, Tether will be backed by Bitcoin. Pretty solid. I'm sure there's a lot of deals that are behind that kind of a move in terms of additional financing arrangements, etc. Pretty cool stuff. So as we would look at the ability to continue to participate, those who hit lower targets doing great, those who hit this target doing great. You always want backup cash, guys. You always want to be able to structure your specific targets in at lower levels. Congratulations to No Torque. Congratulations to Slim and everybody else. And in terms of VIP all the way, congrats to Pathfinder if you're watching this later, and to Angel. I have the notion that we'll stream tomorrow at some point. I wanted to come to you guys tonight because I was gone for a little bit today in terms of the Duke game and some stuff this afternoon. It just had to go. Duke lost, no big deal. Always next season. I'm one of those guys like, well, you lost the trade? Oh, no. Next, right? That's it. What are you going to do next? What's the next trade, all right? So just frame your mind around the following, that we still have this line of resistance across the top. The alts are performing well, right? Not all the alts are currently screaming to the upside to new all-time highs. There's a select few that are doing that, right? It seems selective. right now. There are a number of coins which are literally trajecting up to new all-time highs. Luna is one, right? Frac shares was just really strong. We have a few of the newer coins. Harmony One, Phantom, and Atom had done that previous jaunt up to the upside. You guys remember their coins, right? Remember their charts, right? And those are kind of the segment of coins that did traject to the upside. But we're still looking at quite a few coins that are very far away. So just to announce it's altcoin, let's just hammer in, right? I'm just not to stay away with, or not to dismiss any opportunity whatsoever. And as you continue to identify value, go get it. But what I'll say is that I just really am a big believer in lower acquisitions. And to the extent that you choose to participate now as things are already up and out, beautiful. Trade your patterns, right? The framework that I am most accustomed to are heavier acquisitions at lower targets, doubling and tripling down. Me personally, not only on Bitcoin, on other coins as well, to include like Luna, to include if it's Aave or if it's Celo or if it's AVAX, if it's Cardano, right? To the extent that you're looking at those heavier entries at the lower levels, rather than when the party already gets started, right? When the party already gets started, it's so easy to show up, and all of a sudden you feel like, whoa, I just showed up. I've just shown up, and it's like, well, this is not your party. The market is pretty decent at doing that, particularly if you're going heavy. If you're going heavily into a project. I want to let you guys know in terms of, as you guys look at, one second here. As you guys look at expanding your scope in terms of your positions, et cetera, in your future of in crypto, you may already be heavy traders, but to the extent that you begin to trade more heavily, you may increasingly get that specific notion that the heavier targets below are the ones that play. You're like, well, if everything is going up and we're going to set up new all-time highs, does that mean you have to wait for the entirety of it, of another cycle? I wouldn't go there right now. I wouldn't go that you would have to wait through the entirety of the cycle. There are plenty of bull flags, plenty of breakouts still available. We are focused on them, and I'll continue like I did FXS. I will continue within the next, and I have to say, guys, I honestly have to say, I know some trade groups come up with a coin a month, and they look for the coin a month to go like 50%, something along the lines of that, right? We try and do that like once a week, right? We try and do that like multiple times a week to the extent that we can and to the extent that the market permits that. And it's not just me, it's the whole group in the back. Slim's like, yeah, it's all of us trying to come up with the next coin that's going to fly. And so it's that's very much the dynamic, just laying waste to some, maybe a 150% trade a month. We try and knock the heels off that stuff, right? You guys know that. Knock the socks off that stuff. So, in terms of, I'd say, in terms of the lack of direction that we may have or any conflicting zones right now, I just would always be prepared for the following. I'd always be prepared for the A. I'd always be prepared for the B. Okay, let's just here in terms of B. Maybe that's your like hold position, your carry position, right? And I'd always be prepared for the C. I would always be prepared for the A, B, and C, always. And if you are not prepared to buy and to sell, period, in the market, around anything that you're in the market in, then it's even questionable as to whether or not you're really in the market. All right, if you're not prepared to sell, if you're not prepared for the price to go up and prepared for the price to go down, yes, there is there's a lot to be gained in terms of, I'd say, eliminating to the greatest extent possible within the dynamic of technical analysis, let's say gaining the biggest edge on probabilities that we possibly can. Within that understanding, we're still, if we're at an 80%, okay, we're ready to trade at 80%. You guys know that 20% becomes inevitable. Period. It just does. And if that 20% happens to be the C down here, you want to be able to participate in C. Always, right? If C is right here, you want to be able to participate in C, right? Going gangbusters up in this area, right? And no, we're just headed here with a unifocal, a paradigm that you're in. And let's just say it's everything or bust. Well, this is really where the value was, right? So to the extent that you get caught off guard, if you're always prepared for higher prices, if you're always prepared for lower prices, you can play it. If you choose to, you guys understand, you can choose to play it pattern by pattern. you're going to be required to be there 24/7, essentially, at least with alerts on, and at least have access 24/7. First of all, and second of all, if you're going to go with the probabilities, even with all the indicators, and you know this, even with all the and guys, we could literally paint the side of the house with the number of indicators we could roll up around here. We literally, I mean, we could have tons of them. We could have 50 of them, even with all the indicators, and the ones that have been tested on real trade sets and trade dynamics. Even the best indicators, nothing is a 100%. Just nothing is. There is no 100%. The indicators that do well, they say the indicators plus the patterns, etc. Sometimes they're doing like 70% is phenomenal. Believe it or not, 70% is phenomenal in terms of a trade tactic and in terms of a trade approach, right? So I'll try and leave you guys with this, with the understanding of this. We're not, I'm not trying to down talk and say, oh, just 70% we want to be right. We try and be right a lot, right? But a lot of that is also letting you guys know and putting in the framework of being in the right group to let you know, hey, you guys have reserve cash, right? Like at all times, you guys are not fully invested where this thing could just rear up and bite you. Because, what happened at the top of Bitcoin? I'm just going to tell you, who bit who at the top of Bitcoin? I've got the RSI here. Who bit who at the top of Bitcoin, right? In terms of 2021. Elon bit you, right? Absolutely. Boom. Liquidity check. You have to be prepared for that, period. Now, was it based on the technicals? I would argue yes. I had already made this call in terms of the feature going over. But the fact that he bit the market like that, bam, right? And what caught you? The technical. In terms of the 100 moving, I should say exponential. You guys went over that. We went over that in depth, right? And I just refer to the moving average. It's quicker, but it's not the simple moving average. It's the exponential moving average, the 100. So even with that, bam, into the 100 moving average. Again, a technical catches you. Also, a Fibonacci, the 23.6 caught you dead on, right? In terms of that notion, I don't want to waffle in this situation. I don't want it to be a circumstance where, let's talk about this. I can discuss this well within this I'd say this audience, within you guys. Okay, the understanding that the momentum indicator, right? This is a perfect example for C. Let's say you carry B. Let's just do this because I always say we carry our alpha. Okay, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this as 2, and I'm going to do this as 1. Let's just do this. Let me do this. Okay, let's say this is 1, and this would be option 2. I'll just do this. We have an A and a 1 and a 2. No problem. Okay, in terms of this, I'll just lay this out like this right now. We have a contradiction. Okay, now in terms of resistance, I love buying support, selling resistance. Right, trade your patterns. To the extent that the resistance is along a pattern dynamic, and it offers you a breakout opportunity or a fulfillment of a further pattern measured target, then the selling at the resistance comes potentially at a price if you choose to thereafter re-enter to accomplish said target to the upside. Okay, we understand that. So buy at support, sell at resistance. That has some caveats. That has some small print on it. The technicals themselves, the indicators themselves, will present contradictions. Okay, and you would clearly see that on the RSI in the white, yellow, and red. All right, and I really like this. And Slim, I know that you, I think you know that we discussed this recently. As you look at the momentum indicator, this is indicative. This very facet right here, this fact that we have come up into the overbought territory. Buyers have momentum, right? And I said one quick thing there when I said do expect some interaction. I would expect some interaction at this level. That's interaction. Boom, right? However, the momentum is there. So once we establish overbought territory. Right now, I just put the A here because typically you carry your alpha. If you got an old position in BTC like Angel at $7 and $7 or $8, perfect, right? That's your alpha. That's probably off the table. You carry your alpha. Okay, maybe your alpha's from right here, right? Maybe you're trading 5 long and short in addition to this specific great target pickup that you have from here. Right, you don't want to just completely absolve yourself of the position or buy in on top of and double into it. Like maybe that's your alpha that you're carrying within this zone to see where that alpha can go. Right, and let's say you're adding into on the 5L, 5S, or the 3L, 3S, and maybe maximize your capital efficiency there. And this alpha is maybe something you want to hold on to see if you can really get up and out of this zone if regulators and the markets in general and lack of warfare, et cetera, things will kind of permit. And inflation keeps to continue to look like what it is doing, et cetera. There's no interference with, let's say government issued coins, et cetera. All different types of things could happen to the market. We've seen that from the top when Austria came in, and we're going to tax Bitcoin. Not expected from BTC. Thereafter, China and Russia both had their hand in terms of the markets, as well as I say Russia through saying they may not allow cryptocurrency, down to the issues that may have occurred with invasion X, Y, or Z. Right, so all factors affecting. What I'm going to get to now is the fact that the indicators themselves, if you're looking for the right answer, that's not going to be a yes or no answer all the time. This will be an example of the correct answer still residing within the conflicting framework within which it presents itself to you. So understand this. We have hit the overbought. You're looking for, is it going up? Yes or no? Well, technically, yes, it should be going back up because we went into overbought territory. We would expect the buyers to continue to buy. And not just in this zone here, but once buyers buy and set threshold here in terms of, yes, overbought, they continue to buy. Once buyers achieve the overbought, they continue to buy, right? It's a momentum indicator. Once they sell, they continue to sell, right? And once again, they sell, they continue to sell, right? Once they gain that momentum up through the beginning of 2021, 20 to 21, that turnover, they buy, they continue to buy. They get into overbought, boom, they're continuing to buy. So the momentum indicator is very nicely put forth in that regard, that we're buying, right? We've been buying. Buyers have gained momentum. We're looking at continuing to buy. However, let's look at the 4-hourly. On the 4-hourly, we just ran into a circumstance where the sellers sold, achieved oversold, and we would expect them to continue, because they have gained momentum in the market, to continue to sell. So just between the daily and the 4-hourly, you'll see the previous expressions here in terms of that selling, continuing to sell. Selling, oversold, continuing to sell. Here again, continuing to sell. Boom. And you'll reach a point in time during which you have a conflicting, some degree of a confliction amongst the indicators or the time frames, right? So your specific approach to the market, if you say, well, London, I like RSI as a momentum continuation indicator instead of as a reversal indicator. I've done the studies, or I've looked at the studies along with the authorities that have published the studies, and I do agree. It's maybe 60 plus % of the time, maybe 70% of the time, it's going to act as a continuation. That momentum is going to continue with either the buyers along the top or the sellers along the bottom. But you're going to get to a specific time frame, and you guys know this. You'll find normally one time frame, and you'll find an instance where, look, it just hit there, and bam, it was a perfect pickup, right? So to the extent that occurs, just understand you're going to be able to find that specific, I say, level of variability on a specific time frame where your best indicator is going to offer you a contradiction. We just know that, right? There is no question about that. That oversold, we expect more oversold behavior, right? That would require us heading down, wherein on the overbought, we're expecting to achieve more price action to the upside on the daily. So that's a perfect example as to how one of the best rules, I'm going to tell you guys, one of the best proven, testable and tested rules, steadfast rules in terms of RSI being a continuation, a continuation and a momentum indicator, right? Buyers buying, buyers continuing to buy. It's one of the best studied that I have come across in terms of legitimate resources telling me that directly, in terms of conveying that information directly to me. That's one of the strongest features of RSI, in terms of one of the strongest indicators as well, that fashion some of the best trade results. So this is just an example of why the 1 and the 2 may be required. Right? You're going to have different time frames telling you different things. To the extent that it can satisfy both, that would be beautiful. To the extent that we could get into the 4-hourly and somehow we would see some additional downward price action to just reconfirm our rule. We want our rule to be perfect, right? We want our rule to be 100%. It just may not accommodate that. You guys know that. It just may not be quite so accommodating. So I just bring that up to your attention, because even within the scope of the best laid out rules that we can put forth in terms of the specific indicators as well. Just understand that there are going to be times when we have what we say, just a conflict between time frames, and particularly between the lines and the candlewicks, etc. If we don't have any conflict, we don't have any risk, and then we really wouldn't be involved in much of a market, would we? If there's zero risk involved, we'd probably have an annuity, and we'd be making 6% a year, and we would be very boring people, right? We like race cars, we like racetracks, we like a lot of things that are racy, right? Just in general. So I'll just say that in terms of the top line resistance, looks like we're trying to push up and along that. And I just want to encourage you guys to go through the dynamics and see, and just be prepared for that upside and the downside at all times. Not to couch, not to say, well, we just don't know. There are times when we are very close to knowing, and we feel very solid in the opinion without a doubt, right? Just in terms of, now this thing's going up. The buyers seem like they are seriously in control. This pattern is perfect. There are no, there's no, always say there's just no, there's kind of no wrinkle in this plan, right? It's just, it's conforming. It's textbook. Normally I'll say this thing is textbook, right? It's just literally could be on the front cover of a TA manual or a TA production. That's normally what we look at it. Like those are, there may be times to play a bit more heavily, right? Within the framework, you're never going to not be prepared for two. And if you don't have that backup reserve, you're just not going to be in the market that long. It's just the bottom line. You guys know that. Even the best get surprised. The Bank of England got surprised by George Soros. And I'm not going to comment on him as a person at all. I probably could, or maybe I couldn't. I don't know him personally. But what I'll say is he broke the Bank of England, shorting the pound. They've got some smart guys in the Bank of England, don't you think? Like, without a doubt, on options, he broke the Bank of England. They paid him $1 billion or multiple billions of dollars, right? $1 billion in a day, right? On what day? And then he wrote a $600 million check thereafter. The top trader wrote a $600 million check to the Bank of Japan when he lost the trade thereafter, a different trade thereafter. So, yeah, if you're looking for perfect, perfect shows up with a $1 billion check and has to write out a $600 million check thereafter. So that's just the way it goes. That's the market. So we like that aspect of having to beat it. That's one of the dynamics that we enjoy in terms of the carry feature. If you guys are carrying in from that bottom line formation, we're happy to see this positive price action here to the upside. The notion that we would set here in a flag formation. It's a little bit there's a little bit of a constriction across the top here. I'm going to get rid of these. Let's get rid of this here. Let's get rid of that RSI. To the extent that we have a constriction across the top, let's say a downward slanting feature here with this specific, this is going to be interesting here. Let's see. This top line of resistance ultimately here is going to be the key to upward price action. And in line with that, you guys understand that the additional top line resistance that we have, which is the carry up feature. So it would be dynamic just to see this. It absolutely would be dynamic to see BTC get up and out. My personal opinion, I don't even know that I should say my personal opinion on BTC right now in terms of its the framework of its direction. In terms of the specified, I'm going to say this as a matter of fact. I'm extremely excited. I continue to remain excited. The fact that we have held this line of resistance to support. That to me is a good thing on the daily time frame. If we can establish this specific move here today and continue this throughout tomorrow, it would be a nice formation, guys, in terms of this potential for a bullish pattern here. Kind of a double bottom here, right? A little bit of a higher high on this specific next higher high on the daily is nice to see, and holding the specific line of resistance to support is just crucial. We have got to maintain this line, and I just think we're in a healthy position as long as we can maintain this line. So my opinion is very strongly associated therewith. And let's see what else we got. Yeah, the fibs underneath, you guys know, never to be overexposed at a higher price, all that good stuff. Your VIP, I hope that you're doing well. And I appreciate you guys shouting out early in the chats. And wanted to come to you and say, hey, what's up? It's the weekend. Hope you're doing well. How's that MACD looking? How is that MACD looking? What do you guys think about that MACD, huh? That's not looking great, is it? Not necessarily on the daily, is it? That would be the one wrinkle in the plan. That MACD momentum is not. It is stalled. It is not what we wanted to see. We want to see maybe a lower line feature in terms of lower time frame feature pick up and begin to shift, like potentially on the 4 hourly, as you're about to see a crossover. You're in the midst of seeing a crossover on that 4 hourly. We don't want it to just glitch out like this, right? We want to see that momentum pick up to the upside like it is on the 4 hourly, and for us to get up and out of this area, right? That would be nice to see the momentum pick up to the upside, right? We'll be watching the CCI indicator as well, the commodity channel index as well, to see if we can formulate a nice hit up and through the 100 on the CCI. CCI at the 100 is a very interesting place for longs. You guys will note the CCI along the 100, commodity channel index along the 100 is an interesting framework to look at, right? It just is, okay, overall. A congruent hit between the, let's say on the CCI, as you look at the CCI, a congruent hit here, okay, let me go ahead and do this. The congruent hit there, let's go ahead and put the CCI and the RSI together. Let's just look at the CCI and the RSI. Where'd I go? CCI, let's put the RSI with the CCI. We like to see, and I think I have the RSI set at 2. I will reset it at 14 for everybody. In terms of the CCI and the RSI, you may want to look at this. You may want to look at the RSI on an interval of 2. Okay, may want to look at that at some point, depending upon which time frames you're on, etc. You might want to look at the RSI at an interval of 2. But you see this nice confluence here with the CCI and the RSI, right? We see both low. That's nice to see. Both low. Nice to see. We see this. Let's look at this specific point here with the CCI and the RSI. I'm going to say both low because one is, as you look at their the framework of them, one is at 30 or below, and the other one is at under. The bottom line there is going to be under 100, negative 100, and 100 are the positive features, and the negative features on the CCI. So, and you may pick a threshold there on the CCI that you choose to watch an overlap for, but the CCI RSI overlap is a pretty cool approach to the market. If you guys have paid attention to that, can take a little bit of the noise out of your RSI and give a bit of a better indications at times as to when you can expect a reversal on that RSI instead of just looking at it always as a continuation pattern. I challenge you guys to look at that on your own devices. Take a look at that stuff, the CCI and RSI overlap. Okay, so to the extent that you guys are doing well, I know that you are. I'm excited that you guys are trading, and yeah, we're going to stream tomorrow afternoon. That's going to be the plan. It's a little bit earlier. We'll try and stream. And yeah, guys in the back, just let me know. Slim, shoot me some charts. Let me know what you're looking at, brother. Appreciate you bringing up Cello tonight and Torque. Appreciate you bringing up Ave tonight, and we'll go through and let's see if we can get that momentum continuing on the 4 hourly, right, to get back up and above to get us into some positive price action. Maybe like if you look at these preceding moves on the, when we flip positive on MACD, bam, bam, and we get into some momentum, bam, right? We get into some momentum up in this area, right? And we've been just kind of stagnant and below. We're up at 1.11% right now. We do not want to create a further. This was a turn negative in terms of the momentum. We are shifting positively, and we would like to get up and above and establish some real positive momentum here. Okay, in terms of that MACD. So we're going to be looking for that. That could have some implications. I'd pay attention to that. I know that you guys are, but that is that's about as exciting as it comes in terms of that little 4-hour interval there. We do not want that to reverse. So this line of resistance needs to get broken. I have a specific we say alert set for that. I trust that you guys do too. And I know everybody's shooting for higher prices on everything. And hey, those altcoins are zooming. You guys having fun with that? Hopefully, you guys decided to trade Frex shares, FXS. Very exciting. We'll continue to try and bring you guys more trade opportunities as the year goes along, because that's where all the fun is, guys. I don't know if you guys grew up like wanting to be a trader or wanted to trade, etc. But I mean, when you can really book a solid trade on a coin that's really moving, that's just kind of like that's it. That's as good as it gets. That's a lot of fun. Near going to the roof. Nice to see near 8% up. 8%. It's not going to the roof, but it's nice. It's just nice in terms of the maximization of the coins here. It's really gone to the top of the scheduled ETF coins. Let me say that, but it's just it's doing well. Let me look on the Binance coin, see if we have any additional coins that are moving well. HNT, nice to see. Brought you guys that just as a looker, something to look at in terms of today in the back. VIP, it's up 11.72%. Congrats to any VIP that decided to trade HNT. Not a huge move, but it's only been a few hours, so nice pickup if you guys decided to trade. I'll let you guys go. We'll stream tomorrow. Let me know in the back what you're trading. Appreciate you guys being here, and we will talk to you guys soon. It's been a pleasure. This is London with Bitcoin Spike. Remember always, guys, eat well, sleep well, and remember to invest in those relationships that you invested in before you started investing, and now that you've started investing, invest in these relationships.